We walk the footsteps of our fathers, the trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my. Sing of Manetheren, oh weep, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh cry, cry for Manetheren, long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my. Sing of Manetheren, oh weep, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh cry, cry for Manetheren, long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my. Sing, sing of Manetheren, oh weep, weep for the blood of Ammon. Oh cry, cry for Manetheren, long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks, oh my.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten before the age that gave it birth comes again. Here we are again, episode 15 of Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Let's get everybody up here on stage and jump right into it. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Annie. Appreciative. How is everybody? Everybody doing well? Thank you for stopping in. How do you guys, pumped? Happy? Excited? What's going on?
Pumped and excited, absolutely. Except for where these chapters end. It's the first time it literally ended on a cliffhanger, like, so to speak. So
I understand. Lou.
Okay, chapters. I like they played seamlessly together. I like that.
Not as good as the show.
It's definitely different from the show, but we'll keep going.
Mr. Eckel, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Spurgy Spurg. Yes. Yeah, like Annie, I was in such a bad mood today, but when I finished the last chapter, I was like, let's just read all of it. Let's just read the rest of the book. Come on, let's go. So
it kind of does leave you where you're like, I want to keep going, actually. Fuck this. There's a little more time.
I told you. Yes. There, and you mentioned Lou earlier that the next chapter was also just a half an hour. I was like, did you keep going? Because I wouldn't.
I wanted to. I was almost tempted to.
It's self-discipline. I appreciate it though, because I did it a little last week, and I think Echo had mentioned something a little bit before that happened. This chapter wasn't a big deal, but I was like, oh yes, that's where this happened, because he and I kind of it all runs together. It's so long.
Can't help but kind of remember stuff that you haven't actually read yet. But I'll be honest, I'm so proud of us for sticking to 3 a week. Sure, maybe we could move it to 4 a week or whatever when we go to the next book, if you like. But oh my god, it's so fun doing this. It really is. So yeah, very good.
Oh yeah, coming from the
I'm enjoying the breakdown.
Aaron says, "Oh shit, I forgot about this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I did.
It's so fun, but I forgot. I gotta read the book.
Same
I always
with
try
me.
to listen to it the day before or last day. just so it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah, I think I was. It was yesterday for me this time. I try to take notes Sunday and then give a nice listen on Monday. But this was shorter, so I think I procrastinated more. You know how it goes. But without further procrastinations, chapter 42.
Back going.
Remembrance of dreams, not Gene's dreams. I remember my dreams. So last week we shut up, phone. We were left with Moraine upstairs with Matt, who was sick, and Moraine was going to attempt to heal him using her Angreal. And so everybody had left except for Moraine, Lan, and Matt. They're all upstairs in the room. Rand is leading everybody downstairs through the back way of the inn because, got to stay out of sight. As they're going down the stairs, he notices Perrin's eyes. He's, Perrin's being a little, keeping his head down, trying not to look at anybody.
Have you noticed my eyes, Spur?
Yes, today you're normal.
Yes.
They're both the same
exactly.
color.
And my new lights all set up. I did it all by myself like a big boy. I did freak out at one point because I couldn't sort it. But apart from that, yeah.
I agree. It just happened to me. I'm looking over here more now because I moved my monitors around. And yesterday, my Bluetooth didn't come back on because I needed to restart my computer. But you know what I mean? That's the same thing. I freaked myself out after trying to do a little setup. And speaking
never
of
restart your computer ever. Just never. No, never do it.
No, never again. They make their way down the back way towards the library and the inn. This is the Queen's Blessing. And so Rand walks right into the library, kind of, takes a few steps in and turns around and was like, what's wrong? Everybody's turned around. Their jaws are on the floor because they're looking at Loyal, who happens to be, he was laying on the couch petting a cat, reading a book, just chilling. And then everybody came in. So he stood up to make his formal bow because he's very, traditional in that way. And so introductions are had. Loyal, this is Nynaeve and Egwene and Matt, or not Matt, but Perrin. And I like that Loyal points out, Egwene, Rand talked a lot about you. A lot. They kind of put them on blast a little bit.
Said a lot of shit about you. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then is the Aes Sedai, because Rand goes, these are my friends I was telling you about. Oh, and is the Aes Sedai here? And mentions, no, she's upstairs. And then Loyal mentions, oh yeah, well then Matt must really be sick if she's trying to heal him. He must, something must be wrong, which we got the last couple chapters. Something's pretty wrong. Oh, pretty naive. So Loyal says, well, have a seat. Let's wait and chat a while. Stay a while and listen. And so, that commences. Perrin asks him about the steadings, and Rand notices it was like a deliberately pointed question. And, of course, Loyal goes into talking, and Loyal talks a lot, if you haven't gathered. This is the part where Rand zones out because he's heard it all before, and Loyal needs at least 300 years of backstory to tell any type of story because, it's necessary.
Rand's a good friend. Immediately, he's like, well, I'm tapping out. I've heard this. Next.
Yep. So Loyal does explain about the steadings and to Perrin, and Rand starts thinking, he's like, wow, the dagger, it really did affect Matt. And then he's like, man, I can't wait to get out of here. I just want to go back home. Can't go back home, but I'll find somewhere to hide. God damn it, I'm not doing this. He's done. Basically, he just wants to stop running and be back to sheep herding, which is a super chill job from what I hear. So while he's doing that, Matt does return with Moraine.
Could you imagine if he actually did end up being a sheep herder and Perrin went back to the Two Rivers as well? Wouldn't they kind of be enemies, essentially?
It would be like the coyote and the dog that has to watch the sheep. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that Looney Tunes, but like they got to clock in, and then it's going to be Rand defending the sheep, and then Perrin trying to steal sheep because he's now a wolf man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay.
So
yeah.
But I mean, because later on, and not this, I don't know if it's this chapter, but in one of them, yeah, some wolfy wolf part does stick out from Perrin here that makes him seem a little uncontrolled. So Matt comes downstairs with Moraine, and Lan is in tow behind. And everybody starts regrouping. Matt apologizes to everybody. Like, I think Moraine is kind of urging him to, like, say his piece. And Matt says, I mean, it's a little fuzzy after Whitebridge. I don't remember much. I don't really remember getting here to Camelin a lot. And then looks over at Loyal because he remembers that, and feeling negative about him. But you can't blame a guy for who's crazy, what he does when he's crazy, can you? You can't. You just can't do that. I mean, and Nynaeve in tears, of course. I can't blame you. I'm so. Yes,
it kind of struck me as an alcoholic, who's got to kind of make well with everyone, and he's kind of like, I'm really sorry that you feel like I was so rude to you like during that time, but it wasn't me, it's the alcohol anyway. So I guess it's like, oh, thanks for your kind of half apology, Matt. That's great. Let's just move on.
Very much. And it's part of his character, for sure, because we see it here later too. So as they're sitting down, Rand notices that Matt like reaches inside his coat and like touches something, and Rand's breath catches. Oh, geez, he still has the dagger. And Moraine explains to him, because she is very astute and catches the slight tell from Rand. And yes, he still does have the dagger. I did heal him as much as I could, but I can't take it away from him because it's attached to him, and if I take it away, he'll die. We need to go to Tarvalin. I need some sister help. We're going to fix him up real good. Don't you worry, son. And Rand says, good thing we're going to Tarvalin then, ain't it? And she kind of, what is that supposed to mean? Yeah, like, I don't think he meant it that way, but I understand how it comes off. Well, good thing we're doing what you said we're doing, huh, bitch? And
so, we're going to live the rest of our lives, and we're going to be so happy. Headshot. Oh.
I love that this is exactly what's going to go and happen going forward, right? They're just going to go to Avalon, they're going to fix Matt, and that's it. End of series. Great.
Yeah, you can't blame people. Yes, exactly. And everything happily ever after, game over, one book and we're done. Yay. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think things are that going to be that tidy. No. Loyal mentions that there's other Aes Sedai in town. Elaida Sedai, Moraine, what does she have to do with anything? Hello? But Moraine and Loyal have a conversation. And it does come out that Rand is invited. Loyal invited himself. Oh, I'm going to tag along to Tarvalin with you guys. I think I jumped the gun and skipped a sentence. Because Moraine says the wheel weaves as the wheel wills. We're going to hear a lot of that. And
doesn't
so, like,
kind of get over it. Like, that's life. Essentially, it's like,
yes, exactly.
Stop moaning. Let's go.
It's a fancy. It is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we've distilled it down to it is what it is, or what is even shorter than that. Lan stands guard. Moraine tells Lan to stand guard, and like he just disappears from the room. Like nobody even hears him leave until they don't even know he left or moved until they hear the click of the door, which I found to be always interesting. I love Lan. It's one of my favorites. He's like a sneaky stealth guy.
He's ninja.
So Moraine and everybody, they start to plan a little bit. Moraine talks about setting the ward for the rats and that she can keep the rats away and all of this. This is like in this conversation right here is, I think this is the thing that you mentioned, Echo, that we were talking about prior to, because we had mentioned, what goes on in town. And she mentions that, that will draw attention later on by the time anybody figures out all these rats aren't here, we will be long gone. So as
another
they're talking,
thing that sounds too good to be true.
Yes. Oh,
No
absolutely.
more rats.
We'll be out of here in no time. Okay.
Yeah, we've been seeing that for the last 38 chapters. We'll be safe when we get to the next checkpoint. Nope.
You know what we're
and-
not 100% sure of as well. Sorry, I just want to be the third person to interrupt you. Is
go
that with the whatever she's doing to get rid of the rats, she doesn't like point out, well, yeah, it only works whilst I'm here, obviously. Like, it's not going to last forever. So,
Right.
I'd love 2 days later, there's just a shit ton of rats back, and she's like, motherfucking nice enough.
It's so bad though that people are stealing cats. You know what I mean? Like, and that we'll get to that guy again too. Lamgwin, another just like briefly mentioned guy that just makes me smile. As everybody's planning and everybody's talking, it turns out that there's white cloaks in the city. Oh no! And like Rand was worried that it was him and Matt that the white cloaks were looking for, but it's explained to Rand that why would they be looking for you? It was Perrin and Egwene that had trouble with the white cloaks and all of this.
Did you feel bad for Ned Spoke at that point when she's like, "Why would they be looking for you?" Like, sorry for being cautious. I go around telling everyone who I am and where I'm from. You give me shit. The white cloaks start coming after me. I hide, and you're like, "Oh, why are you hiding from the white cloaks? Fuck's sake, can't win."
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, and but to be fair to Rand, I lost my train of thought. But like he doesn't have a reason to think otherwise. He doesn't know what happened with Perrin and Egwene, you know. And he's the other interactions he's had was, you know, not great. But I more or less I think Moiraine was like, "Well, what did you do? You know, why would they be looking for you?" You know what I mean? Like, did you make more trouble that I'm not aware of and you didn't tell me yet? Like that kind of thing as well.
His logic is sound with that though, because if it's
I
like
agree.
keep away from like people you don't know or dark friends, all that shit. It's like, well, anyone can be a dark friend, right? So if people are looking for us from the Two Rivers, I should keep a low profile. It's like, no, only with the people you know who are after you. So okay, fair enough.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's what kind of bothers me about Moiraine. Now she does flex that she's smarter than all these boys and does make them feel a little dumb for being small village from time to time, like this one right here.
Obviously, she's smarter than all of them with that stupid staff.
Don't worry, I made notes about that specifically for you, Lou.
Staff.
So, but Loyal calls him out on the logic, like you said. He does have logic, but you should know, Rand, that, you know, when you spoke with Elida, that she's not going to snitch on the way. Elida? This is where Moiraine goes crazy and is like, whoa, what do you mean? And now I remember why I marked the Red Aja. Because when Loyal first talks to Moiraine, "Oh, hello, Moiraine Sedai," and she's like, "Don't use my title. I am of the Blue Aja, and all the rest of the sisters in town happen to be red." And Loyal nods like he knows something that everybody else doesn't, because he does know shit that other people don't.
You're right,
the Reds and
she is a bit of a cunt.
Because that's exactly it, you know, and if that was in the book, I would not even be surprised, because yeah. So what does Elida said I have to do with this? You know, so Moraine's like rounding on Rand, and what's the story here? So Rand shocks everybody by telling them exactly what happened. You know, "Oh, well, I met the queen. She's gorgeous, you know, like just like the ones from the stories." And Elida did a foretelling and all of this other stuff.
Don't forget, Egwene's response was classic.
Yes, Egwene is very jelly, by the way.
Jelly
but
smelling.
he's like, Rand is like, "Oh, I met Elaine and Gawain. Perrin, you'd like Gawain. He's pretty cool." You know, like they're just like shooting the shit, like, but everybody's like, "You met the queen? Wow." You know, like Perrin says, "Well, you did have adventures. All I met was some white cloaks and tinkers, and dancing with the tinkers was the nice part, because he's got bruises all over his face still, and getting his ass kicked." But Rand is like, "Dude, I just climbed on the wall to get a view of the false dragon. It just I didn't even mean to do it." And Matt's like, "That's what I always tell him." You know, just all like.
So
Matt's shenanigans does get him into stuff.
Yeah, for sure. When Egwene says, "Oh, like if you can't just be honest with me," blah, blah, is that later or is that now?
That's coming up because Egwene is jelly. She asked flat out, who's Elaine? And then Perrin cuts her off. Oh man, with the white cloak talk right there. Like, you must have had a great
and
adventure.
Then she asks again later, does she?
Yes, well, that's the thing. And then, but before that, Loyal asks a question. Whenever I was going to run into an Aes Sedai, I had a question I wanted to ask. And Moraine goes, sure, if you can keep it brief. And then Loyal very confusedly goes, yeah, brief.
I'll keep it brief enough.
So he tells the story of another Aiel coming to one of the steading. It was the same quote that we heard last week from, or maybe even further
Sight
back.
Many moons ago.
Yes. Sight Sight Blinder intends to blind the eye of the world. Yeah.
And all that chicken scratch, you didn't write down the most important quote of them all, Spurg?
I did have it last week, or when we said it, I read it out. So go back and watch it. Moraine is silent but calculating. She's surprised by all this because that is definitely something that is very important. Because then Perrin tells the same story from the Tinker perspective that they heard it there too. And the phrase "the eye of the world," he's like, well, I also heard the eye of the world. Rand and Perrin know where they've heard it before. Matt knows where he's heard it before. And so Perrin's like, well, Rand, we got to tell her now. And Moraine gets real pissy. Tell me what? She's like, getting frustrated with them.
We had some dreams, but we weren't sure to tell you. So we kind of talked amongst ourselves and agreed to keep it from you.
Not only that. And not only that, on the advice of Tom Maryland, they didn't tell her. And he's not there to get called out for it. So
they didn't say Tom's part.
No, they did not.
At this stage, though, what could Moraine, like, I know obviously me and Spurg know the whole story with Moraine, but at this stage with Moraine, what more could she do for them to be like, all right, we'll trust you? Like, I get being cautious, but she seems to be day after day, like, saving their ass. And they're like, but you're still an Aes Sedai, and it's like, yeah,
exactly.
Okay, but you thought he was an Ogier, you thought he was a Trolloc a minute ago, so maybe you guys don't know that much about shit.
To answer your question, Pineapple, she would have to take a bath with them like she does with Lamb. That's how she would build the trust.
Right.
Get that nice round tub and warm up the water.
I don't think that ever happens.
Well, it does somewhere else.
It tells it to. Yes,
Maybe
I know. That's that fanfic. Cut it out, with the fanfic, and you're shipping everybody. The boys confess about their dreams, and surprisingly, Moraine is not upset because, like you just mentioned, Echo, they don't trust her, and I think she kind of blames herself to some degree. It's like, I'm trying to tell you guys. You can tell me things. I will do my best to guard you and protect you. I know you don't trust me, but please do, because I don't want you to die, even though I said I would kill you if something bad happens. And she also mentioned something. What was it? I'm sorry, repeat it.
And I can't lie. So that makes that
right.
more of a believable threat, right? It's not just an offhand comment. It's kind of like, oh shit, okay.
I have a question to that. Where is this "I can't lie" bullshit come from?
Yeah, it's not been mentioned in the first book at all. It's just mentioned that they don't lie. They don't lie. They don't lie.
Sure. We find out later that they can't, and they tell you how and why. They give you a full bit of it. They give you a full load of info on that. I need to be.
It's actually,
For some odd reason, I feel like I've heard this before in like some other type of story. Like, I can't lie. I've always not from the show. No, not from the fucking Amazon Prime show. It's like something totally unrelated to this. Feels like Gandalf might have said this same fucking sentiment. I don't lie, boy. When fucking with Frodo.
But definitely, especially with as many stories as we've all been through, that's not unheard of. And Robert Jordan basically stole everything from everywhere else and put it together and made it his own. So if you do see something
And
familiar,
he did it rather
very
well,
likely,
too. Let's
very
be
likely
honest.
came from somewhere.
I didn't even mention it earlier, but when he's patting at his side, all I see is Sir Ian Home clutching, being like, "Oh, there's my ring." You know, when
Yes.
when
Yes.
that's all I saw at that bit. Yeah.
Always safe. So Moraine, yeah, again, is not very upset because she is trying to give them the gravity of the situation without telling them too much, like by only giving them what they need to know as they need to know it. But here she starts to explain about the Forsaken. I think this is the first time we get a mention of this specific group of people. And their power is above a lot of other people's. It's not as strong as the Dark Ones, but it's up there. She rattles off names like Ashamael, Agenor, and a couple others. And that that even strong men can be turned by the Dark One if they let themselves be turned. You know, there has to be like a sliver of weakness there for him to pry his way in, and you know, you get.
You know, Berg, hearing
convinced.
those names was such a joy.
They mentioned
Real quick.
Lamphir as well. That was another one. That was a good one.
Yes. Yes, those names will be very important later on. But the boys explain their dreams, and she says that she would have tried to do dream walking. There hasn't been a dream walker in 1,000 years, but I would have tried. So there's another little thing snuck in there, kind of in passing, just mentioned in passing, you know. So I like this guy for other reasons.
Am I going to cut you off, Spurg, with something you're already going to tell us? But I like the bit where our good friend Perrin went, "Oh yeah, you don't really have to worry about me anymore." I like that.
Yeah.
I like he's like that. I've kind of my thing's kind of sorted itself out, and she's like, "Yeah, I guess fair enough."
Yep, exactly. No, I'm good. That's great because Lou did it too. Not cut me off, but like is right there. We're all together in the same part of the story. I enjoy that. But she does explain to them that she will help them and she can protect them from external things, but you will need to learn how to protect yourself internally. You will have to find your own protection, and that's where Perrin says, "I think I found my protection." He's all like sad and emo about it, and Moraine agrees. Like, yes, I think you have, because the wolves will help protect him. You know, there's something more ethereal going on there. Yeah, it's very important that they do that. It's basically make your mind a steel trap, harden your heart from, you know, things that might hurt you, that kind of stuff. And Maureen explains how the Dark One works, and he's stop telling them that because you know you're basically making these boys scared and paranoid.
Oh yeah, that's fucking.
I think it's good that she warns them though, Spurg. I think that's quite useful because I could understand kind of being like, well, it's clearly a dream, and like he's hurting me in my dream, so I'm just gonna I give him what he wants, so he fucks off. And it's like, no, like you give up anywhere, you give up, you know. So do not fucking. And it exactly, I guess, makes it more important as well when you're dreaming, right, to kind of be safe, because if you give up in your dream, other stuff can happen in your dream as well. So yeah.
Yeah, ask Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, but you shouldn't give up on principle. That's like the hero thing, right?
Yeah, for sure. But also, when you're talking to like three kids, kind of like 18, 21-year-olds, I think
you get beat down enough.
Okay,
you're gonna fucking cave in eventually. And let's be honest, Perrin got his little protection ward with the Wooby Wolves, Spurg's best friends. You got Matt, who his best friend is a dark fucking knife. Let's be honest. And Rand is just Rand at the moment.
I think she's only really talking to Matt, to be honest, because now Matt's kind of like in his right frame of mind. She's kind of going, like, you remember that one teacher would be like, "This is to everyone," while staring like directly at you. But make sure you do this. And it's like, everyone, Luke.
Yes. No, I've shockingly, to everybody's surprise, I'm sure, I wasn't a good student. But to your guys' point,
I might have got you there.
he the Dark One is trying to establish White Tower paranoia in the boys as well, saying that they're going to try to manipulate them. And the Father of Lies is a good name for him because he's lying to you and blah, blah, blah. And Rand asks a question, because, surrendering him to him will make you his. And then Rand asks a question, well, can he do anything else? And then Moraine answers in such a way that it makes Rand think about what his father said about Aes Sedai answering questions in a way that it might not be the answer you're expecting it to be. Because basically Rand was like, well, can I trust you? And she kind of deflects and says, or Rand says, can I trust Aes Sedai? And then she's like, well, the Dark One's lying to you. She doesn't say, yes, you can trust Aes Sedai. She says that he's lying. She basically puts it back on him instead of answering straight out, which is a little weird.
Oh, man. We need a half
trust
Dreamsburg, me and you, at the end of this, where these two don't pay attention to it, where we can go, and I wanted to say this at this bit, and I wanted to say this spoiler at this part, because there's so many bits to that comment I want to add, and I'm like, I can't. Sorry, Annie.
Yeah, because not even that. It makes me wonder. Like,
Annie.
okay,
you're not called Annie. You're called Lou. Go on, Annie. I cut Annie off, and then Lou can cut Annie off.
I love you guys.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's a blanket statement to say, can you trust the Aes Sedai? Well, I mean, can you trust every human? No. Can you trust people? No. Can you trust some people? Definitely.
Exactly.
But I was looking at the comment.
Now I want to talk. No, I'm joking.
It ain't your turn. I took the comment more as you could only trust who you want to trust, like the way Moraine's putting it. Like, she has all the faith in her blue sisters. Remember, we don't know all the other factions with the exception of the red, because red's in town for Logain, because Logain is the all-powerful wannabe dragon. But it's one of those statements like, it makes you wonder. Can we trust a fucking fruit with a green tail on his head? I don't know.
What a surprise. Lou doesn't know what fruits are. This isn't a towel. Fruits don't have tails.
You do.
But yes.
Little hot dog.
Not hot doggy. What the hell? Right, anyway. With regards to the question, can I trust Aes Sedai? She doesn't want to have to go in front of all these people who aren't telling her stuff anyway and kind of go, no, there are definitely some Aes Sedai that are serving the Dark Lord, because we've kind of heard bits and pieces about Black Aja as well, so let's assume she has some knowledge or enough knowledge that she can say as not a lie, you can't trust all Aes Sedai. And then they're going to go, okay, well, cool, but how do I know what you are? So I do feel for her, because she's like, these guys do not trust me. And now I'm going to have to avoid saying, no, we're safe. Aes Sedai are safe. Everyone else, dodgy. We're the safe ones. Because she's like Annie says, no, we're just as, human as everyone else. We have good people. We have bad people. So,
okay, without giving away too much, Spurg and Pineapple, how many factions of the Aes Sedai are there in total?
What? How many colors?
Yeah, because we know of red and black so far. I mean, red and blue and black, because they mentioned the black.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7. It's not a rainbow, but it's pretty close to.
Let's try to do it. White, gray, yellow.
Right, yellow, so blue, red, green,
black.
They kind of don't count, but yeah.
Yeah, that's why they don't. Yeah, but like they're kind of.
Oh, there's a gray group? I never saw the gray group.
Yeah. Brown. Brown is the other one.
Brown. Okay, cool. So there's 7 to 8. Like 7 official and 1 unofficial.
Yes, I never saw the gray. But it's interesting to know as far as the story goes.
You probably just thought they were dirty white.
Yeah, because, well, you can probably mush a couple of them together because they're sort of similar but not similar, but you can put them together kind of thing. Back to being in the inn. So Yes. All right. So, and here, and to the point, Nynaeve does say, stop scaring the boys, and Moraine does like, yeah, you're right, Nynaeve. I shouldn't be frightening them with all this stuff, which makes me think why she is, on a need to know basis. She really doesn't want to fill their head with too much stray information to let their imagination run wild. But Nynaeve goes, you're scaring them. Or no, you're making them afraid. And then Moraine is like, oh, you're not afraid? I'm afraid. Basically they're all kind of scared. And it's an inherent fear because it's the end of the world that they think is coming. Or at least in Moraine's case, she thinks Time and Guidance coming. Loyal makes the observation that all three of these boys are Taviran, which is a sort of big deal because now we get more of how the pattern works, how how Taviran works. It's strong swirls like in a whirlpool. These guys pull each other in, and because they're together, it's even stronger, and more ripples can go further out from them. It's mentioned that Egwene and Nynaeve are also a part of the pattern. They have a very strong presence, even if they are Taviran or not. It's mentioned that they're kind of tied together. And for better or worse, the pattern will push or pull you. You either have you don't always have a choice. Like Rand, Mat, and Perrin didn't have a choice to be Taviran. But they affect choice around them. And it's told to them kind of sort of in a roundabout way that if they can run away from their responsibilities to the wheel and the pattern, that'll just force you right back into where you need to be. Because Moraine makes the observation, that's the Aiel story from 3 different places, 3 different Taviran here in one spot. This ain't all coincidence. Yes, yeah, Annie. Oh, I thought you were about to say something. You leaned in a little bit. I'm trying to be observant.
I'm trying to find the best spot for my microphone while I'm recording so I don't have to keep moving it.
I gotcha. I know.
Yes, but
logistics today. So, trap or no? Because Moraine wants to know, is it the Dark One that's pushing this stuff? Is it the creator himself? Is it just mere happenstance? We don't know. So, trap or not a trap, we do what we must, and we have to go where we must go. And we must go to the eye of the world to warn the Green Man. This is where I think where Annie was like meh about the wolves. I was very meh about hearing this because everybody was the Green Man. I'm like, oh, really? So I what did you guys? I saw you nod, Annie. What do you guys think
Who
about
the
the
fuck
Green Man?
cares?
Yeah, that's totally
no.
out.
We are literally in chapter 39. You can't just be dropping a new randomly important sudden character or faction if the Green Man is more than one person. Fuck it. Why not?
Lou, what did you think of this casual drop of the Green Man right here?
How do I put this? Like Annie put it, I don't care about a Green Man. I just want to get to a certain point.
Unless the Green Man is Tom, I don't care.
No. Was it mentioned in this chapter? The Blight? Because all this runs parallel to me. I just want to get to a certain point and see a certain individual.
Yeah, not just yet, but that's coming. They do mention the Blight. They have to go to the Blight to see the Green Man through the Blight, and the Blight. Oh my God! They're all freaking out. Echo, what did you think about the Green Man coming into the story? Like Annie mentioned, such a late stage.
Yeah, I think it's fine. We got to go see Tom Bombadillo. We got to go get some help from him. Yeah, it does. Even for someone who's read it before, it does kind of come out of nowhere. So, like the Green Man. You're like, oh no, why didn't Tom sing a song about the Green Man like fucking 20 chapters ago? Why didn't he kind of do something
just
like
mentioned
that?
once or twice? It could have been mentioned all the way back at the Two Rivers one time. This guy's good at laying seeds, and just suddenly just be like, all right, guys, we're just going to Dumbledore now. It's like, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they could have had a thing where they had to set off grassy meadows that look like the Green Man, or was referenced as the Green Man, or so whatever. And even if you're like, what, like that's fine. Like you wouldn't think twice about it, would you? But yeah, that was the first thing that's kind of struck me as a bit. There's a second thing that strikes me as a tiny bit lazy, and I feel such a hypocrite saying this because Robert Jordan's amazing and he's done such a great job. But the Green Man, I'm kind of like, okay, you just threw that in there from nowhere. And there's another bit as well later on that I will mention that I'm kind of like, oh, that again with a different name. Cool. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. We're going to get there very shortly because we have to go to the Eye of the World to see the Green Man. We have to go through the blight, blood and ashes. So if you guys haven't picked up yet, there's been a lot of swearing going on. They don't actually swear. I think truthfully, there's only one actual damn it, or damn you, or something like that. But blood and ashes is the one which is kind of comes off as like son of a bitch in a way, like, oh, blood and ashes, like you son of a bitch. And then
burn me.
Burn me. That's the other one.
Fuck me. So, oh wait, burn me.
Yeah, exactly. So very good pick on replacement words here, because I do like them. So Moraine says, well, the Groves used to have these things called waygates. And Loyal, you know where these waygates are? Yeah, I think I knew. There's a waygate in Faldara. Oh, Faldara, Loyal says? Never heard of it. And Moraine is like, well, maybe you might know this name. Mafaldara Dadaranel. And he's like, yeah, I know it. Like he was trying to get out of it. Never heard of the place. Can't take you there. We're not going through the ways. We're not traveling through any waygate. I can't. I'm sorry. Oh, actually, all right, fine. I will help.
Annie, bring it up. We've got breaking news.
I believe Tom did mention the Greenman, possibly when we first met him, possibly when we first met him, saying he has all stories. It's either in Emmons Field or Baerlon. Well,
therefore, I'm amazing.
Somebody pull the transcript of the whole book and hit Control F.
Well, no, that's the thing. I was going to bring that up because that would have been the point to bring up the Green Man, and I don't remember that. Maybe it was in passing, and boom, right over my head because I missed it, and then here we are, and I feel like it was just dropped on me. But that would have been the point. Like Tom should have told that story. Like Annie said, he's good at spreading seeds, and he does the thing, and blah 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 blah. And then we would have had at least a little bit of, oh, he's real. We found out Trollocs are real. We didn't know that. We found out Fades are real. We didn't know that. So, finding out the Green Man's actually, same thing with the Ogier. Oh, shit, these guys are legendary right in front of me.
Yeah, but to your point, Berg, and Annie, we're looking back at fucking chapters 3, 4, 5, and we're now damn near at the end of this book. Like, if you would have said, if we would have read this whole book, we would be missing a hell of a lot more shit than what we are now.
Oh, front to back. Yeah, because
that's all like, detail. Yeah, Tom might have mentioned it, but again, like we're talking about the early days of us doing all this. We're 15 episodes in, people. We can't remember it all.
But that's surprising that me and Spurg at that point didn't go, that's something that for later, because we've said that a few times with certain things. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, but like you're in 5 books time, you might be like, oh, where do I know that from?
There are some things that are, they don't pay off until very much further down the line, but it's kind of worth it. Well, it's very worth it, but you got to make sure you remember is the problem, because if you don't, then the Green Man comes out of nowhere and you're confused by it. And like there'll be a lot of repetition. Well, and there will be a lot of repetition. I think Loyal did some here. If he didn't, it happens in this next chapter where he talks more and repeats things that we already heard Moraine say, that we've already heard Tom say, because he's just Robert Jordan's trying to drill certain things, and so you're going to get.
Are you intentionally repeating yourself out of interest as a joke, Spurg, or was that just a coincidence?
That was pure natural comedy.
Okay, all right, great.
You failed.
Sorry. Moraine makes the point to say that the pattern presented a problem, and it also presented us the answer. You know, there's the chance that we all heard this story right here, right now, at this one meeting center point. One from an Ogier, one from a Tinker Aiel, or the Tinker camp. And Maureen mentions a third one, but I don't remember. Again, there's another one
from the dark one, essentially.
Oh, yes, that's right. From the dream. So it's the dream and two separate. One from the Maidens of the Spear, and the other one
from the Hobo clan.
Ogier.
Say the Hobo clan.
From the grannies.
So, Moraine's basically like, "Yep, we're taking the Waygate. We're taking the Ways. We're going to Faldara, and you're going to lead us there." And Loyal's like, "Nope. If we go in the Ways, we're all going to die." And that's where that chapter ends. Right on him, like, you know, having an outburst. I'm not doing it. We're dying. Which leads to chapter 43. Decisions and apparitions. And I think this is where Echo was mentioning, this again. It'll be later in this chapter, I think, if not the next one. Loyal is abashed about his shouting out, and everyone quiets down a little bit from the situation. You know, I didn't mean to have an outburst because he's very controlled. Oh, wait, before we get into this chapter.
Any questions?
Yes. Anything going on in you guys' heads for chapter 42? You know, anything? It was a shorter one, half an hour.
Bro, they were all a half hour. What are you talking about?
All right. Round horn anyway. Any thoughts, prayers?
I'm glad Matt's fine.
Yes.
And now maybe we can get to see something out of this character that's tolerable and interesting.
Instead of crybaby and mean.
Yeah. He was a good sidekick to Rand for like a total of 14 sentences throughout the whole book so far. So I'm just hoping Matt starts to do some shit.
He gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Be patient with him. He's definitely
basically,
a slow
Bert,
burner,
what Annie is telling you is, I wanted to get to the next chapter because this chapter was meh. In more words than one.
It was just meeting. It was just meeting Loyal again.
I like
rehashing.
Look, these 3 chapters, for being only a half hour each, it flowed great. It was more, we're cooking the stew before we go on the next big main adventure, because you know the Fellowship has to set you up to go before they do. It's fun little banter back and forth. I like the perspective of the, oh shit, the end of the world from this perspective, and that perspective was great. It makes her feel like, oh fuck, I gotta deviate. Now the wheel is weaving this way. We gotta go this way. So, it's fun. And I like the Ogier. I hope nothing happens to him.
Excellent character, in my opinion.
I'll give you a spoiler, Lou, just for you. The TV show drastically steered away from what actually happens with him.
Really?
So, massively. Massive. That's the one thing I was very annoyed with for season 3. Anyway, so that's not a spoiler. Kind of for Lou, I guess, but a good spoiler. I thought it was. I thought it was decent. I enjoyed it. It was a nice little info dump for us. It was a little bit here, a little bit there. Gave us a little bit more as well about Moraine in terms of just not being trusted and also having to keep her secrets for her own reasons. Like we already kind of discussed earlier. Tiny bit of Perrin, little bit of Matt. It's nice. It's fine. We got to have bits like that. We can't go extreme to extreme to extreme every fucking chapter. That's a bit too much. So the fact that it kind of moves it along, like you say, Lou, kind of like boils along, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, I thought absolutely fine. No issue with it. Yeah.
I think another good way to look at this is like in real time, all of that probably happened in 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they are actually, there's not actually a lot happening. Yeah. Well, there's loads happening, but only in a short period of time. Yeah.
I will
it's
say
all conversation. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Lou. I'm sorry.
No. I will say the Matt keeping the dagger port was different for me.
That was an
And
interesting.
obviously,
idea as well.
that was interesting because it's like, oh, they didn't do that, but okay,
But
this is
you got to
intriguing.
think. You got to think as well, Lou. Cupcake would love this because it's kind of the limits of magic, right? She's got something that makes her magic a lot stronger, and she goes, "I've kind of done as much as I can, and he's going to be okay." And it's like, "Oh, cool." So like, you got rid of the knife and blah blah. And it's like, no, I'm not that strong, and I'm not that talented,
Right.
and I have limits. And you're like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, I assumed you'd just fix it and he'd be fine, and he wouldn't have the knife anymore. So that's quite cool to kind of go, "Oh. All right,
Yeah, it is because I know how much you hate the show, but the show did it totally different. Where she kind of comes off as a badass. Like they make her seem more powerful in the show than they did in this book so far. Like, because when that scene transpires in the show, she does some shit, and you never see the dagger again until some part of season 2.
Yeah.
So that's why this was interesting. Like, oh, okay, I like that. He has to keep the dagger close to him, even though he's not possessed by it. It has to stay on his body, or he gonna die.
This is really interesting to me because I remember just joking, just like take the dagger and just throw it away and just be like, "Fuck you, Matt, just get over it." And Lou said, "Oh no, you can't do that." Like it just as as a passing thing. And I was like, "Huh, I wonder why that is." Lou obviously knows things, so and then now it's different. It was different in the show, so why would you you baited me. You baited me into thinking that you knew something that you didn't know, but that turned out to be true, and you actually did know, but you didn't know that you knew it.
And
TV show magic.
Maze, you're absolutely right, and that's literally what we're doing. This is 15 episodes of reading the book. So
yeah,
exactly
the TV shows really fuck with my head big time. In more ways
if I
than
went
one.
back if I went back and read Stephen King's The Shining, it would probably ruin the movie for me. So it works both ways. It's not. But changing mediums is really hard. So, I get it. And I will end up watching season 2 and 3 later on in my life, maybe.
Well, at this point, you kind of got to wait till we get to like book 5 in order for you to enjoy the show.
Me and Spurg and Lou, I guess we can watch it on Rumble next year with me on my channel when I'm trying to grow that. So,
hey, I'm always down.
Nice. So after Loyal's outburst, everybody was like, "Ugh," and a little worried, and Rand breaks the silence by asking them why we should be worried. And Moraine says it's the only path that we have to take, Loyal. And tells Loyal
we've got to go through the mines of Moria, you're saying, Gandalf? Is that the only way we can go?
Oh, shit.
Exactly this.
Good point. I didn't catch that reference, Pineapple. I didn't think of it that way.
It is very similar in a way.
It's kind of reminding me of the US and UK first season of The Office, where it's like nearly word for word the same, and you're like, "Oh man, why is it? This is ruining it a bit for me." Kind of being able to say so many references. Jesus.
Yes, and hot take. I think Ricky was much better.
Okay, we're not going to get into this UK office.
No, I better not.
Fuck that. I hated that show. No.
Spin-off
I like.
No,
right.
but Spurg, remember, she breaks it down to L'Oreal by saying, "Hey, we could go this way and we'll deal with Trollocs within 10 miles. Go this way, we got to contend with the White Cloaks that will want to murder my ass and then murder all you for being friends with me." So she kind of forces him to go down through the mines of Mordia.
Lou, who's your favorite? Is it Naive or L'Oreal? Which one do you like most?
Right now, I like the Ogier. Naive is still a fucking whiny bitch.
But
oh my
like
god!
Oh,
stop doing that! You're scaring them, Moraine. Like, bro, these are 20-year-olds. Like,
wait till we meet Garnier.
Yeah, maybe she's worth it.
Who? So, yes, there's Trollocs that are gathering outside of Camelin because they're looking. We just heard that they're looking to start a war, and White Cloaks are looking for Perrin and Egwene and any Aes Sedai, other dark friends that they will persecute. which basically leaves them only this path. But it's Loyal's story to tell. So Loyal does, tell the story briefly. We get an explanation of what the longing is. After the breaking of the world, Ogiers' steadings were like basically non-existent. And so the Ogier were wandering the earth, and they get this, it's not really an illness or anything, but it's called the longing. And they want to be back into their steadings and things like that. Like they, can't stay away from home for too long. But we also get the story of how after the breaking of the world, the male Aes Sedai came to the steading to try to avoid going crazy because of what had happened to their side of Sidar, the thing. There was safety in the steadings, but not for a long time. Like it still was an issue later on. Also, the male Aes Sedai didn't like being cut off from the true source the way they were. It's, they were missing a part of themselves while still trying to avoid going mad. And the groves were built. More groves were built during the time that the Ogier were building the great cities. So they built the groves outside of the steading to help mitigate the effects of the longing, so they can stay outside of the actual steadings longer. So we got groves and steadings, so they're two separate things. And we find out that the Ogier do like master brickwork too. They're like really cool. Loyal is upset about the trees being gone and the destruction that has happened. Yes. And Egwene comes up with a really... Oh, and we also... This is where we first find out that Moiraine is, in fact, a blue sister. I think. Like, she actually outstates that I'm blue.
Confirms it, yeah.
Which... Yeah, which we kind of get. She wears a blue cloak. She wears a blue jewel. She's channeling blue lightning. And we find out that the groves were grown. By the male Aes Sedai. But they were also grown with the tainted Sidene, so we find out that the ways over time were decaying because of that. Even though it wasn't a strong effect, over a long period of time, it did have an effect. And that's why they don't go in there anymore, because it's dying. And here is the thing that we were brought into. There is a entity that goes through it's spawned out of the taint from inside the ways. It's called Mashun Shin. It is the wind of death, which is
right.
Very similar to that thing. Go ahead, Echo. On your rant, you go.
Yes. Before that, I will just clarify. Did someone not also ask, how did they make it if they couldn't touch the one power? If there are no groves?
Right. Oh, yes. You're right.
Was there an answer to that? Because I can't remember what the answer was.
There is. No, there is. They built the way gates on the border of the steading.
Right. Yeah.
They're not in the steading. They're not far outside of the steading. They're right on the border. Like you could, it's a literal line in the sand.
Sure. Okay.
Actually, we're on the outside of the steading, so our powers work when we build right here. So
exactly. You can mock all you want. I watched you do building. And you do that yourself. You exploit rules. You're a rule exploiter.
I'm mocking just the explanation of that. Like it could have been anything. It could have been anything because this is a fantasy magical book, and the writer has the power to do literally anything. And they're just like, it's like a bubble, so we just put it right on the edge of the bubble.
Being extra practical about it, really. You could have made up
such a boring answer. It's a good answer. It's a great answer, but it's like,
well, no, you're right.
It's not. First, they didn't have to ask that question, and B, they didn't have to answer that question.
Well, you say that, but
I'm saying it was good. It just that simple.
I want to go on the rant, but Lou wants to talk. On, Lou, say your thing, and then everyone.
I just want to know why the fuck they keep saying the men go crazy with this touch of the power. What made him want to do that? Only the women can be channelers and not men. because men lose their faculties and
Right,
all this other
The
shit.
taint on the
So-
surface of this discal thingy that you reach out and touch metaphysically whenever you connect and cast magic, you have to reach through this taint, and sometimes your hand gets covered in that oil, but not always. And if your hand gets covered in that
Okay, so
oil, you
has
can't get it
been
off.
explained. Yep. So yes, I think there was an explanation. Was it in like the prologue, Spurg, or is it a bit later, where they essentially say where they were trying to?
Moraine explains it to Egwene.
Perfect. Okay, yeah.
The
So
counter
they're
stroke, yes.
essentially, yeah, they're trying to lock the Dark One up or whatever they were trying to do, and the boys were like, Psh, "Women, we don't need them," or the women were more like, "We're busy, we're doing housework." So then they went and they did it, but with that stroke, it fucked everything up for them. But anyway, back to me. So the is it, how do you pronounce it? Mashinshin, something like that.
Mhm.
Yes,
Shin Shin.
I say
Um,
Ma Shin
Chin.
Chin.
Mashinshin,
Oh.
exactly. Even when I read this the
Chin.
first time, yeah, exactly. The first time I read it, even then, I was kind of like, we've already had this. That was in that Shadar Logoth. Why are they just doing the same?
Mute
I
yourself,
muted myself because I was that angry. I muted myself.
I see.
And yeah, the fact that they do both of these in the same book as well, I'm kind of like, oh man, you could have just changed what was in Shadar Logoth or whatever. Yeah, that was like creepy enough as it is. But honestly, is it not exactly balls on Chindon? Correct.
Or just reach over the explanation. Just be like,
They're so
you know,
original.
they do
this.
The evil at Shadar Logoth, you know, there was a ways gate there, and it like tainted inside of there, and that's how it was able to breach into there because blah. Blah. No, but instead it's like it's just a different dark entity that just happens to exist only here. You know, cause
it's
Borderline the
essentially
same.
the same. It's essentially the same as kind of going, oh look, now we're over in the Aiel lands. Oh look, there's these creatures here. They got horns and hooves, and you're Trollocs. No, they're bleeps. They're bleeps. You're like, what? No, they're Trollocs. No, they're bleeps. What did they do?
No,
They kill
exactly.
you, and they serve fades, and they serve the Dark One. All right, so they're Trollocs. No, completely different. It's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, like that.
I still can't get over why they did that.
I don't know what happened there because like the Arid Hall, Shale Ghoul. Was that it? What was it? You know what I'm talking about. Anywho, yeah, it's the same entity basically. That one was Mashadar, and this one's Mashinchin. I think he had the same idea, and was like, okay, I don't like. He scrapped the idea of going back to. I keep calling it Arid Hall by its old name because I can't remember the newer one.
Shadar Logoth?
But like Shadar Logoth, right? Like, so he scrapped that idea for this one in the ways being
just
decayed.
edit it. Just
I
edit
know,
it.
but
Like,
he's like, I'm not throwing away 4 chapters.
Get rid of the smoke thing, or just have them as the smoke figures running after you. That's absolutely fine. Bless you, Lou,
Exactly.
you idiot. Like that would be fine. That's still scary. And if they touch you, you die. Okay, shit, terrifying. But instead, it's just the exact same fucking thing. But yeah,
Thank you,
whatever.
Maestep. Yes, I kept forgetting.
I already said it.
I'm living in the past. I'm from the Age of Legends.
Stop answering when you hear us ask the questions and guess what we're gonna say because of the delay. All right.
Yeah,
Jesus.
well,
exactly.
since you're pulling up chats, Light Blinded Fool says
That's a
that
good
Tom
one.
does say it literally in the middle of a bunch of stuff. So it's not a story about the Green Men, but it is mentioned.
Chapter 4, motherfucker.
Okay, he
Wondrous
does sneak it in
stories
there.
of
'cause-
strange people and strange lands. Off the Green Man, off Warders and Trollocs, off
Whoosh.
Ogier and Aiel. Oh my God, Light Blinded Fool, you are a legend. Well done. There
Thank
we go.
you.
So
That's why-
technically,
yeah, man.
that was our second episode.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
And you didn't
That
remember
was.
it, Lou. So sort your shit out, all right? You're letting the team down.
So after we find out about Mashinchin and why Loyal doesn't want to go into the ways, Nynaeve is very defiant. You want to take us through here? And of course,
Hold on,
Loyal's...
one more thing.
Oh yeah.
Steel Chair Hell says, I will binge watch the show and do a makeup test. We are not covering the show. If you want to
That's
do
the-
that, go ahead.
He's
But we are
pretending.
not covering the show.
It's audiobooks only here. I mean, there is a little bit of overlap. That's why I like having Lou
There's
here.
some
I know
Aiel.
that-
There's some Aiel, there's some Ogiers, and audiobooks only. That's exactly what we have over here. Good point.
Yeah,
No
we're not talking about
Amazons.
anything else.
I get yelled at
that's
for
true.
mentioning the show.
A little much in comparison is fine, but you know, we'll eventually cover the show, I'm sure. So Nynaeve doesn't want to go through, you know, why are you taking us through here? That's ridiculous. Loyal's very reluctant because, you know, if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't want to go. But Moraine presses on, you know. It's very important that they get to where they're going. It's so important that she's skipping taking Matt to Tarvalin or trying to, like, we're bypassing all that now. We're going straight.
The entirety of the book has just been whoop.
Yep. Yeah. No, we got news. We got a left turn. We got to go. And these guys aren't happy about it. Matt is definitely not happy. He's like, how can I keep the dark one out of I just want to, can we just stop, please? And so Moraine goes on another, like, Tony Robbins motivating speech kind of thing. You know, like, you guys can run the rest of your life, but the pattern will find you. It will force you to do what you have to do because you do what you must. You can give up and turn to the dark one if you want, but really, you should try. You know, at least we're going to try to not let the world crumble and fall and kill time itself. That was the thing. That was the question that Loyal asked Moraine. Can the Dark One kill time itself? And I thought that was an interesting thing because guess what? She doesn't answer that question either.
Shut up, Loyal. Just
Yeah,
fucking-
basically. I'm not going to tell you.
Loyal,
Hiding will
even
not
if he
save
could,
you.
I don't know what that means. So
Yeah. But again, how would you answer that type of question if you don't really know the answer to it? Because that's how I perceived it.
You
don't know the
You
answer.
could say, yeah, you could say, I don't know. And that would be true. Because you don't know.
But you really think she's going to sit there and say, I don't know?
No, she'd
right,
probably
well-
not say it in a stupid American accent. She'd probably say it in like a normal, like English accent. I
In
don't
English,
know.
I'm unaware.
I don't know. Jolly
I don't
good.
have all my information.
Oh, where's my hungry owl? Oh, I left it in the chimney. 1 second.
I keep making that joke though, but fucking Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins, man, that was every American's exposure to England as a child. We all thought it was that. You guys fly kites all day, bankers, that's it. Feeding
What do you call
pigeons. A banker. So hiding will not save you, but it's your choice. You can do. But the boys reluctantly agree. Yes, we will do what we must.
So now she's giving them a chance to hide? Like 20 chapters ago, she said, if you try to run, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
your
and
throat. It's like, whoa, Moraine, calm down, bitch.
No, you're not going to fall to you're not going to fall to the dark one, even if you want to. I will kill you. Oh, but now, as long as you hide, it's fine.
To the boys, she's not referring that answer to. I think she's talking to the girl.
Yeah, I think she's being a bit flippant as well
Okay,
because
thank you, Lou.
everyone questions her, so she's kind of like, "Look, we're going. You can stay, you can hide, you can do what you want. You're gonna follow us, but do what you like. Let's go." Like what we're doing now, derailing the show. Spur, carry on. I do apologize.
Well, she's trying to explain to them that go ahead, do what you like. You could try, but it ain't gonna work because the pattern has picked you to do this thing. You can try not to do it. You can fail at doing it. But at least try to do it. Don't just run away from it, you know, which is important. And so the boys agree. Nynaeve was like, well, if they're going, I'm going. And Egwene does have a nice little moment here. She's like, hide, I won't do it. Like, I will not. You know, like being stubborn, Two Rivers, little eggy. So she's going to. And I think this is where... a little bit later, a couple more lines. So Loyal also agrees, you know, like, yeah, Moraine makes a good argument that the pattern is choosing us out for this. The fellowship is being picked by God himself, basically. So here we go.
You have my sword.
So, yes, yeah. So they all made their choices. Yep, you got my sword, my axe, my bow. And they start
the
planning.
fellowship traded out a Tom for a L'Oreal. Perfect.
Yes.
I love it.
L'Oreal on sale at Mark's for 2 for $20.
Mhm.
20 feet tall.
And Lan comes back to the room. Rand is internalizing again because we're in his perspective. He's thinking about things and observes his friends. We do what we must. And this is where he eventually pulls Egwene aside. Like they're all kind of talking and shuffling around, and he gets Egwene into a corner basically and says, "You need to go. This isn't, this is your out. You can still go back home. You can still do the thing. This is my problem, and you just kind of tagged along. It was fun at first, but it's going to get a whole lot fucking worse." And instead of Egwene being, what he expected, she was quite opposite and said, "Thank you." She understands that he's at least feeling some type of way that he put her in danger, and she recognizes it and is... Go ahead.
No, he didn't. She forced herself to come.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he's giving her the out. You're not forcing yourself anymore. You won't look like a coward if you go home now, is basically what that conversation is to me.
But he didn't say just home. He also told her you can go to Tar Rollin and do your stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, you can go finish your training. He's trying to say, don't listen to me, but you don't have to follow me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's yeah, I'm gonna.
Did anyone else expect her to kind of be like, "Oh, can I, Rand? Oh, that's so nice of you, Rand. Let me go wherever I want. Oh, thank God you're giving me permission." But instead, she was not.
Girl power 101.
Yep, we're getting a lot of that. But and she had that attitude early on, though. Like, "You're gonna leave the Two Rivers," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Two Rivers." He's like, "No, you're not." This is basically the reverse of that conversation, where, you can go back to being normal if you want, or do that other thing. And she's, instead of her flipping out, "Don't control me," she's just like, "Thank you for at least thinking about me," kind of thing. And this is where she
What about
goes,
the part where if she doesn't go get training or something, she could die?
yes, that's why she needs to go to the tower.
It's fine. It's fine.
You'll figure it out.
Remember, she flips it. She flips it. And she goes,
One
"Who's Elaine?"
I wanted to say this before that because I've got something to say on that as well. But Annie, with regards to that, they've literally said, yeah, if Matt doesn't get this dagger taken away from him, he'd die, and he's like could kill everyone around him. And they've also said, oh yeah, if she doesn't go to the tower, she could explode and like die and kill everyone around her. And fucking Moraine's like, so anyway, we're gonna have to go here first, and then we can go to Valhalla afterwards. And those two are just like, that's fine, I guess. I can wait, right? That's not an issue. Spurg, I'll let you bring it to the bit with the
yes, well, that's right where we are. Because like she thanks him, touches his cheek, and then very casually goes, "So who's Elaine?" Like, again, because she asked before and didn't get the answer, and now that Rand can't not answer, he answers very honestly and matter of fact, because he isn't going to lie to her. Why would he? Elaine is the daughter of Andor. Basically the princess of the country that we're staying in. And Egwene goes, "Why the fuck you lying?" and walks away from him. If you can't be honest right now and stop joking around, I don't even need to talk to you. And she stalks off.
Bitch, how many times have I lied to you?
Yeah, exactly. Rand's like an open book. He's like he's so overly literal with things. All of a sudden, she's like, "Oh, you and Matt, you're such a bunch of pranksters." He's like, "No, Matt's the prankster. I'm the guy who's like, oh yeah, shit. I guess I should tell them the truth because we did damage their property. So let's do the right thing." Like, he's not the guy who goes, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I'll tell you about her later." It's like, no, he's like, yeah, she's the future queen.
It's so funny because all that happened to just Rand. Like, he fell in the garden. He met Elaine. He met Gawain. He met Elida and Morghese and Gareth Bryn. And he told the story. Loyal bought it. Like, he's like, "Yep, Taviran, you fool. Like, it's going to happen." And everybody else was like, "Yeah, all right, sort of." Perrin believes him. Egwene don't. Like, I don't, why would he lie about any of that? He met the fucking queen, man.
And
Ask Master Gil. Ask Master Gil. He heard it too. He believes him.
Spurg, I know the
Sorry,
reason.
I'm derailing myself.
I know the reason. So, Egwene, yeah, she thinks she's better than Rand. Like before they got off, she thinks she's like should do better than him. She shouldn't really settle down on a farm. She wants to go elsewhere, live a bigger life. So deep down, she thinks she's better than him. They separate, and they both have a little bit of a romantic tryst with someone. Like not much, but a little something. She's like, well.
Mhm.
I danced with a dirty pikey who doesn't fight anyone because he's a fucking pussy. What about you? Oh, I met this badass future queen who's like super impressive and is going to Tar Valon as well. And she's like, yeah, no, that's probably a joke, right? Anyway,
Right.
Next, let's move
Yeah,
this along because that's a bit better than
That's
what
a
I
good
did.
point. That's a good point. Right. Yeah. She met some peasant that doesn't even have a home. Versus the biggest palace as far as the eye can see. Yeah, no, I did like Egwene's jealousy here. But we get it again. This is either the third or fourth time in the book. I got to go talk to Perrin because he knows how to talk to girls. Right after Egwene kind of smacked him around a bit. I mentioned in passing, but Lamb Gwyn sent some people running. Like he literally had to put a foot in an ass.
If you're
to get rid of some. Oh, go ahead.
If you're doing a like straight listen of this book, like you have a plane flight or whatever, you got a long trip or something, and you want to spice it up, drink every time they mention the wheel weaves as the wheel wills, or they make the joke about the boys knowing about girls. You will get nice and sloshed.
And you should mix it up as well. You should have something spicy to have every time you hear like a curse, like light blinded fool or something like. Just you end up absolutely smashed and with your tongue on fire. So yeah, good idea.
Well,
drinking game.
Spoiler alert: there will be a lot of braid tugging and
that's another
arms folding, and what's the other way? Gripping your skirts. Gripping your clothes. There are a few things that are very like, and that's one of them. The wheel weaves, and like you said, you'll be nice and drunk by the end of the book. Master Gil checks in, and he's explain that's where we get the little story about Lamb Gwyn's. There's people running around in the street, and so it's getting a little hairy out in Camelin. They're not very settled. Master Gil helps with the arrangements. There's a list that was made, and he's like, I can get these things for you, no problem. And now everybody's thinking about taking a bath and going to bed. Yay! So they go upstairs to take a bath. Right. Matt sits the dagger next to the bath that he's taking. Rand eyeballs it. Everybody's kind of weary of the thing. But Matt seems to be in good spirits himself. He's pretty chill. He's excited about going to the Blight, I'm sure. And Rand feels a wrongness that comes from the dagger. Like there's just, it's contained, but you can still sense it. It's not a very good thing. So everybody cleans up and gets back to their rooms, and Rand falls fast asleep into another dream that we quickly realize is not a dream. He tries to imagine himself somewhere else in a different location because he's standing. I'm sorry, I skipped a bit. He's standing in front of a door, and he knows he's not in a normal, regular dream like he's supposed to be. And immediately, I deny you. And he wants to imagine himself somewhere else, and it doesn't work. He's right back in front of the door, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm walking right in." And it turns out that it's the same room he met Beelzemon in before. It's got the table, there's a fireplace, there's all the things, except this time there's 3 clay sculptures on the table. We get a nice description of them. They're kind of like
Clay Debler.
What was it? Yes,
what's going on, Clay Debler? Clay Debler.
Wow, is he still around? I will talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Stuttering John stuff still.
Rand observes the little sculptures down there, and he sees one of them is holding a sword. So he recognizes that that's him. He sees one with a wolf, and then the other one with the dagger. I don't think it's mentioned that the other one's holding the dagger, but we'll just assume that. I am anyway.
It is.
And it makes Rand. Thank you. It makes Rand panic a bit. And Beelzemon confronts him right there. You can't hide. And then immediately, Rand starts, I deny you. He's like,
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ
basically,
compels you.
he's basically going to come at him with a wooden stake and a cross and some holy water as well. And none of it's going to work.
And also his strategy is basically, I can't see you, you can't see me. I can't see you, you can't see me.
Yeah, if I cover my eyes.
So I know we've given this Beelzebub a lot of shit in the past, but it must be really cringe for him when he's got like these kids who have got no knowledge of him, no power, and they're like, no, I'm going to defeat you by saying no. And he's like, oh, fucking hell. I wish they wouldn't get told this nonsense because it wastes half of the dream. Me having to explain to him, no, go kill a rat or something like to prove to you, I guess. But please stop wasting time.
Right? I gotta scare you in a certain way. And that's exactly
Maybe
what he
he
does.
should be a better Dark Lord messenger guy.
He is rubbish. I agree. I agree with
he
Lee earlier on.
sucks.
Lee was like, he's so underwhelming. He's such a rubbish. Like, I'm like, yeah, he is actually pretty.
Well, and that's what he does the same thing here in this dream that he did in the prologue. He's making the same threats, saying you will serve me. We've been through this fight a zillion times, a zillion fights over and over.
He's an NPC. No one knows he's an NPC. He's a dream NPC. Every time he walks in, it starts.
That's
from
the
beginning.
worst role.
Well, here's the thing. He said this time, though. This time it's different. Of course it is. And you're going to kneel to me, you worm. That's one of my favorite things that Michael Kramer does with Beelzemon here. He uses, I don't know why, but I like it. Like, you worm. It like makes me want to say it to other people, but it's not really relevant. Like, if I said it now, somebody's going to laugh at me.
Option A, you can kneel. Option B, spit in his eye. Option C, go in the corner of the room, start crying, saying, you're not real. You're not real. Enter your options now.
Self-soothing, you hug yourself and rock back and forth. So you say that, Rand works up the nerve and he gets mad and he's like, you're not going to do anything to me. And then he smashes the clay statues. I think all three. He like smashes the one that looks like him and then like knocks all the rest off of the table. Like, thing. And then this weird thing happens where it's like there's a spirally. It gets weird. It gets real trippy in the dream. Die. Like there's like this weird reverberation. All this stuff is happening. And it leads to Rand falling out of the bed and seeing Matt still in his dream, having a nightmare. I deny you. He's doing the same thing, covering his eyes and trying to run from the Dark Lord. And then Rand wakes him up and is, Matt, as soon as Matt wakes up, he reaches under his pillow to see if the dagger is still there because he was sleeping with it under his pillow. Freak. And then Matt explains his side of the dream, and he's like, he knows who I am, Rand. He's seen me. He had blah blah blah. And Rand reasons
don't blah 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 over that. He says something really stupid that I'm like, hang on a second. He goes, yeah, there's like 3 characters and one had a dagger, so I picked it up. And you're like, what? Oh, just because that's me, innit? So I picked it up. And you're like, what do you mean? You pick? What do you? Perrin has a dream, and he goes, that's me, by the way, the wolf one, just in case you're wondering which one references me. Or Rand goes, oh, I've got the sword, by the way, so that's me. Fucking Matt, you're not helping anyone here. You're just like, yeah, well, I've got a dagger, so I picked up the one with a dagger. Like, help him out a little. Doesn't really.
That's Matt for
exactly.
you.
Well, that's
And then the Dark
Matt
Lord's
explains.
like, that's which one you are. He's like,
Yes,
damn it.
thank you. I did skip
Damn
that.
it.
I didn't mean to. Because Rand susses it out, though. He reasons out that he doesn't know who is who, except for Matt now, because Matt gave it away. But he doesn't know which one the Dark Lord is exactly trying to hone in on.
Well,
It's
clearly the
all
guy's
3 of them.
blind. His eyes are fire.
I know. And, well, he talks, though, and his mouth is also fire, like a furnace.
Yeah, but
Maybe
your
Robert Jordan was using
voice comes from
slang.
your throat.
Yeah, maybe he's using slang. Maybe his eyes were just cool. You know what I mean? It's not literal fire.
He's got eyes like fire.
That's fire.
So Rand notices the pain in his hand and looks down at his hand, and there's a splinter in the palm of his hand from the sword, from the clay dabbler statues. And so Rand like forces the splinter out, and as he pulls it out, it disappears. It goes back to the dream realm, apparently. And Rand freaks out more. And Moraine comes into the room just right then at the same time to tell them, oh good, you're awake. It's time to leave. Yes.
And Matt with his stupid ass comment, what do you mean? We only been asleep an hour.
Yes. What do you mean an hour? It's been 4. Moraine sees that there's something wrong on the boys' faces and asks what has happened. And Matt says, we had another bad dream. We barely slept. What do you mean? It's been 4 hours. And they try to reason out that the time was working weird for them there. And I think Rand shows Moraine his hand, like what had happened.
Yeah.
To the
Mummy Moraine, kiss it better, please. Got a boo-boo.
Exactly.
Boo-boo on hand.
And that's chapter 43. So that wasn't, I think that it is more of a continuation of meeting Loyal. But we did get a lot of cool stuff here. What do you guys think about the Waygates and how they were grown? And some of the other things that came up in the old chapter 43. Annie, Lou, then Eccles.
This is like some of my favorite stuff. Like, is just setting up stuff that's going to be used for foreseeable the rest of the entire series. So I really like the setting up of that. Like I said, I'm really glad that Matt's back on the team now. And glad they finally mentioned to Moraine about the fucking dreams and being like, yeah, so, hey, maybe you can't help, but hey, at least we're going to mention it now.
Yes. And they were very forthcoming this time.
Yeah, Moraine, you said you could help us while we're sleeping, but you didn't come to save us. We almost died in there. He figured out who Matt was because Matt's an idiot and picked up his toy.
Well, it's a good point because she said, tell me about your dreams, and said that she can help you with them, but then didn't this time. I mean, they were just taking a nap. I'll be fair.
Oh, shit. A nap that was 4 hours long, but to them it only felt like an hour.
Yeah, that happens to me in real life.
Time shenanigans.
Exactly.
Of course.
Your naps manipulate your time. You think you slept for hours, but in reality it was only 20 minutes.
All the time. It happens to me all the time. I sleep for like 2 hours and it's just over with, like in a blink of an eye.
I know.
Mr. Pineapple, do you have any comments, thoughts, things?
So the main thing I really took from that, I guess, was from the dreams. And it kind of runs parallel with something we find out in the last chapter that we've read. So I don't want to go too much into it. But it is very interesting that they kind of make a point of saying to the audience, no, I remember every second of that dream. There's no way I was asleep for 4 hours. So I think you're supposed to kind of pay a bit of attention to that, because you're right. Because otherwise you're just like, yeah, you're asleep. Oh, I woke up. Oh, feels like I've only had an hour's sleep. They're like, no. It's something different than that. It's maybe pay more attention to this than an offhand comment. So that was interesting. And like I say, there will be, I think you probably know what bit I'm talking about, Spurg, but there's kind of a mention about time going slightly differently as well in the next chapter, which maybe they're kind of plotting little bits out for us as we go along. So yep, lovely chapter, a little bit of info. It's fine. I think the next chapter is kind of what I was looking forward to at this point, so I was kind of like just getting through it, but it flowed really easily, all 3 chapters really well, to be fair. So this one was I kind of neglected it a bit because it just kind of was the middle bit, so yeah, you don't pay as much attention because you're just waiting for the last bit.
At least something happened in Mistream.
Yes. Rand was informed about the prologue that we already had heard. It was explained to him. We fought this battle 1,000 times 1,000. These people are just rediscovering the same war that we've been fighting time and time again. So, this isn't new. It's only new to us and Rand. So I also found that very interesting.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
interesting. How he
But
breaks
Rand
down.
specifically, not Rand's soul. It's all but confirmed that he is the guy from the prologue.
yes. Yes.
Just reincarnated in a different
He said
body.
Beelzebub says it. It's you got a different face and a different name, but you're the same person you've always been. So
I love
it's kind of neat.
Yes. Rand doesn't at any point kind of point out, go, right, so all these times I lost to you, but why are we still here then? Why are we fighting again? Like, if you won every time and I'm so shit, how comes I'm still here? Like, that would be my main comeback to him. I kind of be like, really weird that the bad guys won every time and then it just resets again.
Because you're a cockroach and you're super hard to kill, and you just keep worming your way into my house, and I have to squish you and throw you outside until you just regrow all your legs and crawl back in here.
Annie, if the bad guys, their whole mission is to kind of take over the world or destroy the world or whatever, and every time apparently they win, but then it just starts again, and the world's all nice and it's all safe for like, I don't know, thousands of years, however long it's supposed to be, I'd kind of be like, pretty fucking pointless. Like, why are you guys doing it? Like, it's pretty shit. Like, I understand if you keep failing to do it, and then the one time you succeed, perfect, but you keep winning every time, yet you keep getting locked up and keep not being able to touch the world for ages. It's like bizarre.
It's fun.
I like that it brings up those
you make a
real
good point,
world
though.
questions like that. Yeah, no, like, what's the point if you won every time? Then why are we doing this yet again? Because we just got told that Sightblinder wants to kill time itself. Well, obviously you haven't, because here we are again, another turning of the wheel.
Hey, it took me a long time to come up with this plan. I'm not that smart. I'm really good at being evil and winning. I'm not good at planning.
Yeah,
exactly.
1,000 times down the line, it's like, hang on a second, this isn't working.
Exactly. He might be talking out of his ass a bit.
Father of lies.
Exactly. So, and that's it though. He's using paranoia and deception to establish a false narrative. I was going to say he's gaslighting him, but it's all the same, no matter what term I use. Very interesting to find out more lore, more world expansion, and an actually dream that does matter, because now it is told to Moraine what's really going on with all of them. Who didn't ward their dreams or something? Come on now. So now it's time to go, though, because Moraine woke everybody up, and it's just before dawn. It is dark along the ways. Chapter 44. Gil helps. He comes to lead everybody out to the stable yards through the dark. They go through the kitchen. The cooks be cooking. I don't know why I found that to be funny, but the headmistress is like preparing dough and is like pissed off that these guys are traipsing through their kitchen. I get it.
Realistic, like she has to be up this early, but it's the one time of the day where she's in the kitchen, probably
All
by
by
herself,
herself.
nice and quiet. She maybe doesn't even have all the lights on yet, and these people are just, hey, excuse me, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%, because that used to be my job for a long time, and I deliberately showed up hours early to have the place to myself, and there's nothing like it, so I get it. These fools coming through here, especially Master Gil, who's not taking care of the inn the way I told him to. There's absolutely no light out, but it's Master Gil's place, so he knows how to lead them right to the stable. He knows where everything is, and they eventually make it there into the dark, and everybody is ready to saddle up. Horses are waiting, stablemans are there. As they were saddling up, Matt talks to Rand a little bit and says, "Did you notice Perrin acting a little strange?" And Rand is like, "Well, yeah, he kind of is, because they've been through some shit. Give him a little breathing room. Something's a little wrong with him. Maybe we'll figure it out. He'll tell us. He's Perrin. He's our friend. Don't worry." Yeah, you're right, but still, he's acting weird.
Did you say we'll figure it out?
Another. My completely natural and unplanned comedy of all times, right? I'm good. Not really. So our party is getting ready to saddle up, leave. We get a nice description of pack horses and pole lamps and all these things. We get a nice description, I think, of Loyal's horse looking like a pony next to him. And it turns out that there is a really sweet hidden door behind some hay bales that they unlatch and open up into a back alley. Rand, blah, 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 blah. Gil wishes them well. Loyal leads the way to the Waygate. Why'd I wrote it like that? I don't know. But more, descriptions walking down the alley.
They were whistling
Rand's
while
paranoid.
they
He's
walked.
Yes, very loud in the dark. They are. It's so quiet in the city during the morning. Everything is making noise. You can hear the rattle of the pack. You can hear hooves on stone. Rand is being paranoid about it because, like we're trying not to be seen, but we're making a whole lot of racket because it's so quiet. And I think it's just that. It's when it's quiet, everything seems loud.
Yes. You're trying to sneak away in the middle of let's not say middle of the night, but in the wee hours before the sun rises, everyone's still asleep, and you're making all this noise. Hello, you're attracting more attention to yourselves being on the fucking horse than walking.
One quick note that I did miss. Moraine tells Gil to write to Shuriram if there's any trouble. She's my contact in the tower. If you need money, write a letter to this broad. She'll cut you a check. No big deal.
Cut you a check. Oh yeah, she'll send it over to you by your mobile device.
And to your point, Lou, what you were just saying, they're trying to make their way through the town and it's getting dark, or through the dark and it's extra loud. But as the dawn comes up, they start seeing people, and the people that are waking up don't really notice what's going on so much. But as the morning starts to grow,
dude, let's think about
there's a farmer that sees Loyal and he falls over and he runs away because he's like, "Oh shit!"
We're trying to avoid white cloaks. Yeah, we just went out a back door that no one knows about, but yet we're on fucking horseback, and these are, let's just say, stone roads. So we're going to hear the clickety clackety of our fucking horses' feet. Wouldn't it have been better to just walk with no horses?
Well, see, that's the thing. They have a bunch of stuff that they're taking with them, though. Like the pack horses that were explained, they got a lot of shit. Food, blankets.
Oh, God, yeah, the fucking food. Bread and cheese. God, if I never hated more bread and cheese than ever.
So as they're going through the town, yeah, right. They find a building, and Loyal says, "This is it. We're here. We're finally here. Yay!" And they determine that it's in the cellar. It's downstairs in the cellar because that's where the ground floor is. You're gonna say, Luke?
Wow, Pineapple isn't here. What a drastic change from the show. Because remember, we're not in Carvalin in the show. We're at fucking the White Tower. So they ride their horses out to the Waygate, out of the White Tower spot. So it's
okay. Yeah,
it was
they
interesting
all together for you.
Yeah. Oh, this was totally different, and there's one line in this chapter that was I didn't expect that, but okay, let's keep it going.
So they are rounding the building a bit, trying to find a way in. They find a back door to the cellar, and this is where we get to see. Loyal says, "Oh, I can break the lock off if you want me to," and Moraine goes, "Nah." And she just busts out the staff and taps the lock, and the lock falls open. Ugh. I was very. This was another little moment in the book that kind of made me like, all right, like I didn't catch that until this read through. Like that is something that definitely went into the back of my brain because it's such a silly trope. It's just like magic wand, and then it opens a door. Okay, thanks.
No,
so
she goes like
that,
this.
That was one that made me.
Can we point something out? How stupid Lou is. They're running away from people.
That was rude.
They're so close. I was downstairs. They're so close to getting caught every time. And Lou's like, why don't they just walk through that really dangerous place that they're forced to go? Why don't they just leave their horses? And
they have
walk
horses
instead?
making all the fucking noise in the world. It's no
Yes.
one on the street. If they walk
It's a
or
calculated
tippy
risk,
toe,
isn't
they
it, Lou?
don't get no one watches them.
And Lou,
Here's a
let's
compromise:
also
bring the horses, but give them Nikes so they can walk really,
Yes.
silently.
No.
Sneakers
That's
for a
It's
reason.
not going to happen.
Well, we're getting a lot of
product placement in our show,
suggestions.
thank you. Yes,
No product placement or no Jordan.
Also, Lou, through the street of Camelin, horses aren't a crazy thing to be. And
At
also,
4 o'clock in
they-
the morning, they are.
yeah, no. What if you're a farmer? What if you're a stable man who's got to move a load of horses over?
Oh yeah, you're a stable man
Not-
and you're a fucking
not
farmer
everyone's-
at 4:30
not
in
everyone
the
sleeps.
fucking morning.
Not everyone
when
sleeps until 10
people are
a.m. every
sleeping.
day.
Come on,
Not
bro.
everyone wakes up
Look,
at 10
this
a.m.
is the
Some
same
of us
debate
have,
we had with the wife wanting the threesome with Rand.
for God's sake, ridiculous. And the fact that Annie and Spurg didn't call you out for that nonsense, shame on you.
Well,
Shame
Annie
on
wasn't
everyone here.
here.
Shame on me. I don't.
Annie
I-
wasn't
I-
here.
Shame on
I
you.
think I was on Lou's side about the threesome.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about that. That's
Well, I like the suggestion of just maybe carrying the horses or roll them along until you're a safe distance away. Then you can
you said
get
carry
back
the
on those.
horses.
Yeah,
Maybe
Horses are heavy. How are you gonna
So?
carry the horses?
with
Yeah,
strength,
throw them over your shoulder.
your arms. Maybe you
You
guys
know-
don't work out over there in England.
Hey, Moraine is magic. She could have used the wheel to fucking
The wheel.
and just levitated them and just dragged them.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't have drawn fucking attention, Lou, would it? Floating horses, you idiot.
People are sleeping. They wouldn't have been noticed.
Not the people that they saw in the street weren't, were they?
All right,
Dress them up
enough
like
with the horse
reindeers.
Logistics. Reindeers, yes, put antlers on them. Nobody will ever know. Same with Loyal. Like, they were trying to hide him, but that wasn't working either.
Yeah,
Um,
because he's fucking 15 feet tall on a horse that he dwarfs. But no. Fuck out of here.
They actually make a great point as well, Spurg, just to derail you once again. They go, well, if it was just him on that horse without anyone else around, he would have looked like just, a
Yes.
tall guy on a small horse or what have you. And
But
Lou's
because-
like, what would have been better is if he carried a horse above his head. That would have been less obvious.
Yes, just like
Multiple
this, 2 hands overhead.
horses. You have to carry multiple horses.
Good afternoon, Deadpool.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Deadpool.
Get a sack of horses and throw them over your shoulder.
Well, no, yeah, you put the horses in the cart and then have Loyal pull the cart. That's what they should have done.
Duh. Yeah, carts don't have
Oh,
wheels.
shit.
on
I
them,
didn't
do they,
see.
Spurg?
You know what, Spurg? That
Cars
was the
don't
way to
have
go.
wheels. No, it wasn't. They have wheels as well. Your issue was the noise that they make. God damn it.
Because carts don't creak and make rolly sounds.
Dear, oh dear.
So Moraine unlocks the lock with her magic staff, and Rand makes the remark to say that nobody's even surprised anymore that Moraine does magic in front of them to just, kind of do shit. Like, all right, we're becoming desensitized to all of this. It's just normalcy now. So dismount, which is a reference to another part of another thing. They get the cellar door open, so they have to take the pole lamps down off the horses, blah blah blah. This file in one at a time. We get an amazing description of what the cellar is. It's dank, it's dirty, it stinks.
Some broken barrels.
Right. Loyal is extremely upset because they murdered all the trees for this. And he punches a big
A column.
support beam. Yes. A column. And it again, a very stereotypical trope of like dust and everything falling down from up above. And
These
Moraine
trees
tries
were
to
my
soothe it.
friends. Some of them
Exactly.
had songs of their own.
Treebeard. What happened to Treebeard?
He's very much doing that because he is a tree guy. Moraine tries to soothe him and tell him, we're sorry. This isn't. Time has ruined everything, but it doesn't help if you bring the whole building down upon our heads. So I'm sorry. I feel
that
bad
must
for
have
you,
been
but
some type
don't
of
hurt
a
us.
punch. He must
Oh,
have
yes.
some type of power to where it's like, damn, dog, your punch could have killed
Well,
us,
and
bro.
here's
Chill out.
he's a young lad. He's only 90 years old, and he's only been outside of the steading for about 3 years, which is like 2 days for an Ogier.
Okay.
Excuse me. They come upon this long wall that has like really nice stonework done to it. But as they're walking down the wall, we get a nice description. You can see where the stone gets more intricately worked, but it's older. Like, like you can see where like the newer masons built onto the older stuff. And then they find the actual waygate, and the description is old and more. It's not just old; it's old and then more old. It's like ancient old. And so Moraine starts looking for how to open it, and there is like carved leaf work, and she finds a Avendasora leaf, the tree of life leaf, and that turns to be the key. And she touches it, and it comes like right off the wall into her hand. It's kind of neat. And she moves it to another spot, and then the waygate splits open. And Rand sees his reflection. Like you can see in like a reflection of the waygate opening up, being nice and bright and lit. And they enter. And it feels weird, man. Like, I guess Rand is like one of the, like, I think Lan goes in first and then somebody else. I'm not sure.
I believe it was Lan and L'Oreal.
They went in first.
Yeah.
So and
not
then
naive.
Rand, no, not naive, not yet. She's still being naive. So I think the Rand kind of, goes into the gate. Like he just kind of pulls in quickly, and it felt extra weird. Time stretches out. There's a strange cold sensation that comes over him. Movement and time feels weird, like you're moving through jelly. And then comes out on the other side into this eerie darkness. And Loyal says to Rand, "Oh, be careful about that, man, because coming in and out of the gate too quick, that can kind of hurt you, or sort of, or something. Like that movement can do something, and it definitely freaks the horses out. So be careful." Rand turns around and looks at the gate, and he can see back into the cellar. So it's like a one-way mirror. It was a reflective mirror on one side. Now that he's on the other side of the gate, he can see into the cellar, and then wonders to himself, well, what's behind the gate? And as if Loyal was reading his mind, explains, don't go around behind the gate because you might not come back. We don't know what's back there exactly, but it's dangerous. I have no idea what this description is. Can you guys help me out? Do you guys have any thoughts on that one?
So it's the way I kind of picture it is there's like void space, and then there's like the path kind of leading to the void space, and you walk out from the door, and you're on like a landing before you start walking down the path, and you can stand in the landing and see the gate, and you can walk behind the gate, and it keeps going back behind the gate, but apparently you can get lost behind there because then you stop being able to see the path, and you can't see through the gate because it's like a texture in a video game where you can see it from the one side, but as soon as you walk over to the other side, you stop being able to perceive it because it doesn't have a texture. So because you can't see the gate, you can't really use it as a landmark, and you can get lost there, and who knows what happens when you get lost because time is weird. So that's the description to me. It's like, just don't go back there because it's unsafe and you can't really find your way back easy.
Yeah,
what Annie said.
I found it really interesting that there was even that kind of scenario, because like, yeah, you're through like the gate or whatever, you can see your old, like the cellar, like through the door, you're like, oh look, that's where we came from, and then a path in front of you is all I envisioned, and then darkness. But essentially they're kind of like, oh yeah, you can like walk around the gate if you like, but I wouldn't advise it. And I was like, oh, I just figured there was like nothingness, maybe just blackness everywhere else,
or just a wall that kept going, so there wasn't a walking around it or something. Yeah, but
so So for something that they're never going to do, like spoiler alert, they're never going to go, fuck it, let's just go like the completely opposite direction for some reason. I think that's quite cool to kind of go, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that, by the way, because I'm pretty sure no one ever comes back. It's like, okay, cool. All right. Curiosity kills the Ogiers, I guess.
Oh, yes. And I like that. I like that there are things that we can debate upon in the book. You know, like there's not going to be a definitive answer. So we could all speculate and, you know, have fun with our little nerdy talks with that, too. That's why I really like this series. It does. You can get into the real world discussions based on silliness from inside this book, like that. Like, how does space time work? You know what I mean? Like, you can, it's weird. And like you said earlier, Andy, this guy has all the power. He can bend reality in his world any way he wants. And he chose to give you a very practical explanation of how the way gates were made, you know? So now we got this is another on the other end of the way gate. It's very impractical.
Annie, do you know what's actually behind the Waygate? Loyal was lying, or L'Oreal, sorry, was lying. There's actually the Waygate that they're looking for. It's kind of like a hack. You just walk behind it, and then you see the next one immediately. And if you want to go to the next one, you just walk behind that, and there's the next one. So they're just going to do this whole trip for no reason. That's pretty awkward. Mm.
Yeah, I bet it was just the developer pathway. It was whenever the Aja guys made it, they're just like, oh, okay, so like, cool, we're just gonna put this here so we can get to the next door and make the next door, and then they're just, but don't go back there because it's really dangerous. We didn't put up any railings.
It's really just a Devon, yeah.
Yeah, when you develop a system, you always have a backdoor out of it, right? So I guess
right, exactly that.
Yeah,
that's it. Excuse me. Fun fact, Robert Jordan was a nuclear physicist. I did not know that. That is a fun fact.
Fun fact, Berg going to get us back on track.
Maybe. I know, we're closing in up on 2 hours here. I need to... We're almost there, Movement in time, behind the gate. Loyal worries about... Okay, so Loyal worries about the ways, but Lan is like, don't worry, man, we've been through worse, and Loyal explains to Lan, you wouldn't be so confident if you saw what I saw. I saw an Ogier who came back out of the ways, and not pretty. We don't get a full description of that. We just kind of get like, believe me, I saw somebody with PTSD, and you don't want to be that guy. Loyal fears Mush and Shin, definitely, and we get an awesome description of how dark it is here and what the darkness is doing. It's very oppressive. Was the word that they used. I use that word for wintertime in the cold. I feel like cold is oppressive. So when Robert Jordan says that darkness is oppressive here, I get it. It's pushing in on you. Moraine comes through the gate and closes the gate up behind her. Darkness is totally enveloping them now because now there's not even the light from the way gate coming through anymore. And they're all huddled together. It's made a point to say that there's safety. You feel safer knowing somebody's shoulder to shoulder with you walking through this place. And they're staying tight. They're not going to screw around here. So Loyal points out that there's a white line on the floor. White line. Oh, sorry, wrong one. No Dave Sarah reference.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dave, not that kind of white line. Chill out.
Yeah, exactly. And here's a second reference. Rand notices that the stone has pockmarks in it. It's pocky stone, like a pocky face that we all know. And so there's like you can physically and visually see the decay that's happening to the ways. It's happening in stone and metal. It's just like wearing away, and it's weird because there's nothing there to wear it away. There's no erosion. There's no wind except for Mush and Jin.
Mm-hmm.
So Loyal is leading reluctantly, through the ways. Everybody's, staying in their little bubble of light. It's told to us that the darkness is so oppressive that it's pushing the light back. Instead of lighting up an area, it's lighting up just a tiny bubble around it.
This isn't your average, everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness.
It's very advanced darkness.
This isn't just big black. This is...
It's the biggest black. Like I said,
perfect.
So yes, the ways are decaying.
Not you, Lou. You're fine. You're good.
Did you look up?
So my
Don't
fire
hit the
alarm
knock.
was
Don't
going
do
off
the
for a
knocking.
second.
That one's the worst. Yes,
Mhm.
the ways are decaying. We noticed the stone is decaying, the metal's decaying. As we're being led to, we come to a floaty bridge. The floaty bridge is falling apart, and Rand is like mind boggled about where the other end would be. You know, what is going on here? Loyal explains that they're on an island. It's like a precipice kind of thing that they're on, with many other pathways branching out. It's kind of like a plateau, and it has a stone on it. There's a spiral staircase that Loyal decides to lead them up. They go up and up and up around this spiral staircase, and they wind up exactly above right where they just were, which is physically impossible in Rand's mind. It's like, how this can't be. There can't be something exactly floating above something else, and it's only being held by that staircase. There is no load-bearing rules in the ways. They are continuing on, and Rand feels lost in space-time, time-space. There's no way to tell if it's an hour past or 10 minutes. There's no sun cycle. There's nothing going on. But it turns out Lan has got an internal human clock that is impeccable, because every time Rand starts feeling hungry, it was break time to stop and have a snack.
Yeah, he's Jack Reacher of this world, for sure.
Exactly. Except there was no stopping. Here's your snack. Get back in. You're not even getting out of the saddle. We're just going to keep riding and eating. We're not going to stop moving. We're not stopping for any sleep. We're not hanging out here, basically. So Rand chills out. He's just kind of enjoying the non-scenery. They are just walking along. Loyal's leading the way. He's checking guide stones, taking the white line path. And Loyal grunts and is upset because as he's leading the way, they come to a dead halt because the path is a dead stop. It's just, that's it. You were walking down the yellow brick road and it just ends. And that's where we end. The path is out. We're done. We're stuck. Now I understand exactly why you guys are like, well, what the fuck, man? Now you're just there. You're in the middle. You're looking into an abyss at the end of a road. So,
Annie, I think you got to throw up that comment just for the amount of references that we fucking used today from Lord of the Rings.
Second breakfast.
What?
The last
Throw up the comment.
Yeah.
There
tosses an
Tosses
apple
an apple to
after
Rand.
I don't get the
Very good.
reference.
So Len,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Mary and Pippin when they were walking in the forest. Oh, what about second breakfast? And not Legolas, Arrogant goes,
breakfast?
we
The
don't do
11s.
second breakfast.
They still have brunch, right?
We
Yeah,
don't have
11s,
to,
right? Isn't
you
that
know
what
what,
it is?
Pineapple? We're just going to have to, for fucking shits and giggles, pull out the extended version of Lord of the Rings and sit down with Annie and just watch it. On Rumble.
There you
How
go.
many
Always got that
times in
kind
my
of time.
life do I have to watch it?
Until
Is
you
it like
understand
is it
some of
like a
these
mandatory
references.
rewatching?
Yeah.
Until you like it, I think.
I do
until
like
you
it.
like it. That's
I do like it. I don't need to remember every single moment
Yes,
of the
you do.
movie, though.
Of course you do. Yes, you do.
No.
Which version did you watch? If you didn't watch the extended, you definitely need to watch that one.
Lou is a very
Oh,
much a Lord of the Rings movie buff.
No, dude,
Oh,
fuck
that-
the theater cut. The extended version. Best versions of all 6 of those movies.
The Snyder cut's pretty good as well of Lord of the Rings, to be fair.
Yeah, it's also 12 hours long, right?
I saw one the other day that was over 4 hours long. I was like, ooh, do I want to get this? I don't know.
Yikes. That's a little much. Well, here we are. We got cucked at the end of this chapter.
So
It's short.
I know-
You guys are going to have to wait.
I know we go in
go ahead.
a specific order here, but I will say this. They took no fucking horses with them in the show. They sent them horses on their way. So here they took
we're
the
not going on
horses.
foot.
Well, in
Oh.
the show, they're stupid.
Seems so.
Why would you
Sorry.
walk?
Maybe.
But so. Oh no! Let's. It's the final chapter roundtable, real quick, and we're gonna get out of here in the next 10 minutes. I hope. I don't want to keep everybody on their Tuesday afternoon, except for Annie. She ain't got shit to do. We're gonna hang out.
What do you mean I don't have shit to do? I am organizing a poker night tonight for anyone that wants to download Vegas
I already
Infinite
forgot.
and play with OJ, who is coming to join tonight.
Oh, yeah.
FOJ.
No, it's TYOJ.
FOJ.
TYOJ.
FOJ.
You guys are terrible.
Okay. We're playing
well,
Pokemon,
roundtable, wrap it up. How do you guys feel about this chapter? We're in the ways. We got some. I skipped a lot of the descriptions because that's for you guys to read and find out in the chat. And these guys here already read it, so I'm not going to be like, oh, there's like more of this and more of that. Are you guys excited for the next couple chapters? And what's your guys' roundtable wrap up? You go ahead, Annie first, and Lou, and then we'll finish with Echo and get the heck out of here, right?
I think these were a great batch of chapters. I feel like we learned just enough to keep us going. Apparently there was a reference to the Green Man that we did miss, or maybe even two. I appreciate Light Blinded Fool for pulling that up.
Yes.
I'm really fascinated about the ways. Any fantasy or sci-fi that is able to make fast travel in universe work, even though this isn't instant fast travel, it is fast travel. I think it's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So I assume it's a mechanic that's going to be used more than once in the series. So I'm excited to see more traveling through it. And more specifically, I'm excited for the next couple batches of chapters because I want the book to be over to figure out where exactly this is in the rest of the series. Because like I kind of mentioned last episode, nothing globally, nothing has really happened yet. But there's just been a lot of walking, group split up and then regrouped, and that's all the book has been. But I understand that it's leading into a lot more. I'm excited to get into be a lot more part.
Yeah, what Annie said. Like I said, I almost kept going all bullshit because I didn't like that ending. Like, end of Yellow Brick Road. What? Chapter's over? No, I want more. Give me more.
Yes,
So
that's what I'm hoping for.
We're at that point now. We're like, fuck, what we got? Like 9 chapters left. Where it's like, oh shit, it's bleeding into each other better than how it started. Because when it started, we would go from Rand's perspective to Naive's perspective to Perrin and Egwene. So now it's all like, okay, it just bleeds, and you want to just keep going. I want more. Give me more.
Yes, I would say the last 6 chapters for sure have been just one right into the next one, whereas like maybe the first 20 were contained incident, and then and then we're in this contained incident, like you said, or Annie said, we've been basically walking. We walk from point A to point B, and then from point B to point C, and then C to D, and now we're finally into a point where we're going somewhere. Not just running from Trollocs to Tar Valon. We have a purpose and a direction. Mr. Eckel, how do you feel about these chapters? I know you love them.
Of course. I really like that we kind of skipped over. There was a scene where they're looking through the door, the entrance, and time's moving slower out there than it is there. And it made me think of the dream where they're saying, hey, guys, this dream is at a different speed to what's actually happening outside. So I think that's something we're supposed to be paying attention to as well, where they're kind of saying, okay, like things are messing, like if you're in your dreams, if you're in ways, time doesn't work the exact same way. So that might help us later on as well, where we have little circumstances where we go, how do we skip X amount of time, or how do we not repeat a load of stuff? They've already kind of set the base for saying, well, in dreams, we can get a shitload of stuff done in a short period of time. You can travel in the ways without losing a load of time as well. So I think that's pretty interesting. We are now bulldozing our way to the end of the book, which is mad. Is he right? Is it only 9 more chapters? Is that correct? It was a bit more than that. But...
Give me 1 sec. Yes, no, I agree. And I agree with you. Yeah, there is a total of 53 chapters, and there's about 10 chapters left.
Okay, cool. So maybe
we just finished 43. Now there's 44 to 53. That's 10 chapters.
Brilliant. So that means we will finish just before Christmas this book, and we'll probably start up in the new year for the rest of it. But yes, it's amazing, and it's just going to get quicker and quicker. It's probably going to get harder and harder to stop reading as well for the next 10 chapters, but I believe in us. But you're right. The problem is they went together so well, it's quite hard to pick out anything, that I kind of had an issue with or found super interesting. The ways I've already explained my bugbear with the scary wind creature that they've copy and pasted from the earlier chapters. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 3 chapters because I get the feeling it's gonna get windy, it's gonna get cold in there. So,
Oh yes. And I stand corrected. It is 9 chapters. I was looking at the wrong thing. We did 44. So
oh shit!
45,
Okay,
46,
so perfect.
47,
Yeah, perfect.
48,
so
49,
literally 3
50,
more
and then
episodes.
yes, literally 3 more episodes. It will balance out. Yep, exactly perfect. Which is nice. 54 chapters. Counting the prologue, which would have been 0. So yeah, 54. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 is divisible by 3. Even number comes out.
All right, nerd.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy that like you said, the time doesn't always work the same in base reality. It's different in the ways. It's different in dreams. And in fact, this time it was in a reverse way. They had a 10-minute conversation with Beelzemon and it cost them 4 hours. So I thought that was also kind of neat. Traveling. We got there's a lot of mechanics being built into the story. Like Tom is an expedition dump. Now we got Loyal, who's also very storied and knows a lot of history. The whole book so far has been world building. That's why it seems like nothing has really happened, except that we've gotten a exposure to a new reality, and the rules of how said reality works, even though they're not all explicitly laid out right away. It's enough to keep you intrigued and pull you along. And it's not as boring as I like. There are boring chapters, boring but not uninteresting. I guess I don't like to use the word boring, but they're slower, but they serve a purpose. So I'm very happy that you guys are appreciating it. I'm very happy that you're now excited. Like this, I knew there was going to be a chapter somewhere that you guys are going to be like, "Oh fuck, man, it ended," and I want to keep going. So I'm glad it happened here. And for everybody else in the chat, go ahead, Annie. You for the closing thoughts. Let's do it.
It's specifically because this one was literally a cliffhanger. A lot of the other chapters felt like they kind of had a natural conclusion, like, all right, we're going to bed, and then the next chapter would be like a dream or something, or somebody would get blacked out or something, or the chapter would change and it would be like a different person's perspective. This one, they're just loading zone. All right.
Yes, it's literally a cliffhanger. Like they are stopped at the edge of a cliff. So
that's funny.
We're in trouble.
That's funny because I kind of saw it slightly differently. Just to be a contrarian, I guess. I saw it as like chapter 1 or 3 or what have you. Where you kind of go, oh, it all folds into one. Did that happen on chapter 1 or did that happen in chapter 2? I can't remember. And we have to go, no, it's right at the end of chapter 1 because remember, it just goes straight into chapter 2. So I guess we'll find out next week, right, if it does kind of go like that or not. But yeah, I did like the fact that it was technically a cliffhanger with where they are technically. I was like, no, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it timed itself out real nice.
These 3 chapters literally felt like they all mesh. It's like chapter 1 of 3, so it works, and I'm looking forward to the next set.
My big compliment and I guess last point is I am happy that we now finally have a target. The whole goal has just been, well, get to Tarvalin, and then once you get to Tarvalin, it's still not been clear exactly what's going to happen to who and what's going to happen. It's not been, and that's the kind of get there when we get there thing. Now that they've taken a divergence, they have a specific goal in mind, which is to, I guess, stop Sightblinder from blinding the sight of the Eye of the World. And I don't know if we specifically mentioned it, but they're going to leverage the Taviran being 3 of them and being like, all right, well, there's going to be so much pull here that we will have enough power to have an influence on what's going to happen. Even though the Dark One has X amount of power, we have X amount of influence. So, we can combat that as long as we get there. So now it has actually set up a real goal for the next, not only the next couple chapters, but the next book and even maybe the book after that, depending on where they get.
So that's a brilliant point by Annie there. I was just going to throw in, I think the reason why I like this book so much is that it doesn't go, oh shit, I thought I froze. Sorry. Is the fact that it doesn't just go, and this is what we have to do, like get the sword from the stone. But to get the sword from the stone, we got to get the Hydra. And to get the Hydra, we got to go beat the Minotaur. So let's go beat the Minotaur. Now we're going to beat the Hydra. And now we're going to get the sword from the stone. I like that. It's kind of like, you guys are going to fucking die, and you shouldn't die because you're important. And I don't really know why, or maybe I do, or maybe you're all important, or maybe just one of you, but I don't know who the fuck it is. So let's get you somewhere safe. And then things go wrong. And then it's like, let's meet up. Let's get safe again. Cool, we're safe. Let's get somewhere safe again. Nope, we can't. We got to do something that's like story arc related. And I think that's great because it kind of makes you go, so what's the aim of this book again? And I get that might be a bit confusing for the first time around. You're like, what the fuck? But there's so many things that you kind of get new goals as you go along that I'm kind of like, I'm glad it's not obvious, if that makes sense. I'm glad it's a little bit, shit, what's happening then? Okay, we're doing this now. Okay.
I 100% agree with you because if right after Tam was healed, they're like, all right, so now our goal is to head to this mysterious place you've never heard of and do this thing.
Or the Green Man or something. Yeah, exactly.
I would have been like, okay, I'm in, but okay, sure. So I totally agree with you. I'm glad it was kind of given us in natural steps where it felt like it makes sense. Yeah. And this objective wouldn't even came up if everyone would have just shut their mouth and been distracted by something in that moment, It was the right place, right time kind of thing. Like the whole Taviran thing is right place, right time.
That's one of the biggest things that I like that's built in. Like you mentioned the fast travel. Yeah, cool. We got fast travel. I think I said it. I was like, it's because we all make fun of other things that are like you were just talking, Echo, like of MacGuffin style things. Well, we got to do A to get to B so we can go to C. That's the story. It's like, that's not really a story. That's an objective. You need an objective in the story. The first one here was to go to Tower of Rollin. We didn't get the information, so that was supposed to, keep you curious. What's going to happen when we get to Tower of Rollin? Then all of a sudden, we got left turned into the ways, and now we have a very pointed direction. We got to stop somebody from doing something at this place. We got to go see the Green Man, talk to him, and let him know what's happening. So now, like he said, we got a very pointed objective. I'm very happy that they reunited the party before this happened because I hate split ups. For that reason, I have a hard time following sometimes, and that's why I've been through these books so many times and again, we all Echo too. We miss so much because it's just there,
especially with distance, because once they start getting further and further apart, then you have to make the skips more in, like if they're all in, we'll just say they're in a battle in a cave and you want to do like different perspectives of the battle and you're switching each chapter on who's doing what, then you can still in your mind be like, okay, well, while they were rotating this way to this place, main character was still over here holding out because that's what he was doing in the last chapter. When I get back to him, either he's still holding out or he's moved on to the next objective and I can just fill in that little blank. When you put in distance, then you have to do what they did a while back where they're just like, okay, cool. Fast forward. Nynaeve, Lan, and Moraine are here right now. It's like,
yeah,
I'm happy that's the case, but when you do split ups like that and you need to resolve it, sometimes unfortunately you have to just be like, it's solved. We did it.
I think the main issue you guys have had with this book as well is like the traveling. And isn't it amazing that book 1 out of 14, yeah, they're already discovering a way to kind of go, don't worry, we're getting ways around this. We're getting shortcuts. We're getting so the fact that they're kind of even addressing it in a weird way of kind of going, yeah, like that's way too far away, so we'll make it quicker, I think is brilliant. I didn't realize that, but he is kind of going, good work for sticking through the book. Don't worry, there's probably going to be loads of this, but there's also going to be like shortcuts that we can have. It's not going to be like, right, I forgot my coat, so we're going to have to go back from Tarlevollen all the way to the Two Rivers and have another book, so yeah. That's my final thought. Go follow me at Echo Pineapple on YouTube. There you go. And Twitter.
Let's wrap it up. You just did your plug. Annie, Lou, you guys want to promote yourselves or anything else that you're doing here shortly?
I would love people to go follow me on Twitter. It's at Insanity with 2 Y's. INSANNEITYY.
And you can just follow me on Twitter, Lou the Monster 2, and hanging out here with Spurg on Tuesdays.
Yay. And Echo, we know where you're at. All links in the description. Thank you guys for hanging out so much. Thank you guys for showing up and reading. I appreciate you hanging out and doing this. I'm glad you're enjoying the book. It is totally a labor of love for me, exposing you guys to something I really enjoy. And yeah, it's just a good time. It's going by quickly. I didn't realize we were so far into the book. 3 more episodes. We'll be done with this one, and then we'll arrange for book 2. That being said,
thank you to the reoccurring people in the chat, by the way. I've noticed. You are still there, Annie, just in case you're wondering. But thank you very much to the reoccurring people in the chat who are following it. It's great to have you. I really appreciate it. Do share it with people who like this kind of shit as well.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Echo, because I am so terrible at that. If you guys know any other fans of the Wheel of Time series, direct them here. It's just a fun hang. I want to, Chris, you're one of them, like Blinded Fool. I don't even know how you got here exactly, probably from the subreddit, I hope, knock on wood. And our other regulars that come through, like Matt and Deadpool and everybody else. Love you guys, man. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for indulging me in my ability to ramble on for way too long. That being said, let me hit the intro and let's get out of here.
Right? See ya.
1 and 2. Later, boys. Oh, Spur.
We wear the footsteps of our fathers. The trail blazed by our mothers. They bought the land with their blood, long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Oh my, oh sing of Manetheret. Oh, we for the blood of Aiel. Oh, cry for Manetheret. Long ago, long ago. Aiel, Ogiers, and AudioBooks. Oh my. Oh, sing of Manetheret. Oh, weep for the blood of Aiel. Oh, cry for Manetheret. Long ago, long